Standardbred horse sales smashed records in 2024.
$1 million, thank you. $1 million, Emma, thank you. $850,000, thank you.
Make your plans for 2025, offering 3 days of the sport's top yearlings and the #1 mixed sale in the industry. Don't miss the Sale of Champions, November 3rd through 7th. Another spectacular year awaits. See you in Harrisburg.
Peaky Sneaky getting through to win the Breeders' Crown in a stakes record 149.
It's all Lions Sentinel. Surreal 148 2/5.
Plunge Blue Chip with a neck in front. It's Plunge Blue Chip to win it. 151 3.
Country Lane Standardbreds, the best broodmare band in the business.
The London Classic Yearling Sale, Canada's premier standardbred auction, returns this October to the Western Fair District Agriplex. The nation's leading consigners choose the London Classic, offering hundreds of yearlings by many of the sport's leading sires, all under one roof at one of North America's best venues. Recent sale graduates include Canada's Rookie Pacing Colt of the Year, Stonebridge Wizard, O'Brien Award finalist Paquette, and O'Brien Award winning double millionaire Logan Park. The London Classic Yearling Sale, where your dollar goes further and where champions are found. Find out more at londonclassic.ca.
Today we're at Burke Training Center talking to trainer Ron Burke. Ron, once again, another great year 2024.
Yeah, probably our best year ever with the babies. We had 10 of the top 20 pacers in earnings, so that was really cool. And, a lot of them were homebred, so we were very happy about that.
Tell me about the transition from buying so many horses at the sale. You still do buy a ton of horses at the sale, but you now have a huge breeding operation.
Yeah, it probably, it was brought on by Sweet Lou. When we first started, most people thought we were crazy and that we were going to support him ourselves, and we did, and it turned out great. He's become, like we believe, the preeminent sire in the game now. And so we're very happy with him. And so now some of his daughters, we're starting to retain some of them and breed them to our other studs. And, this year's first crop is Summa cum Laude, which I wasn't sure about, but, thrilled. Couldn't be happier right at this point. They're going great.
We actually talked to some other trainers who have Summa cum Laudes. They were added to their list of feature horses, and they said they love the way they're training down.
Yeah, no, they've been incredible. I have 10 of them. I think 9 of them I really, really like. And the one, he's okay. But, if 9 out of 10, that's better average than most, sires are going to do. So right now I'm thrilled. I think he will be a factor in Ohio. And, especially at the price point of $4,000, he's unbelievable.
Let's talk about operations. We're here in Florida. I know you have the operation in Pennsylvania. Where else are you located?
I have South Florida this year, first time, which I've actually enjoyed. I have Indiana, Ohio, 2 barns in PA, in Western PA, the barn in Eastern PA in Wind Gap, and then the New Jersey barn at Gateway. So, we're spread out this year, and a lot more traveling even for me, but I'm enjoying it. I really like this year's group of horses better than even the last couple of years.
You talk about enjoying traveling. I see you and your wife Diane getting to really enjoy the empty nest right now and move around. Michelle said it's a well-oiled machine. You guys check in, where every horse is every minute.
Yeah, but it's not totally empty nest. Brad's back and working for me now, and that's probably the most fun I'm having is watching him learn. And really, he has the best attitude of everybody that works for us, with the exception of maybe Michelle. They have no end to either of them, which I'm really proud of him for that. It's easy to just be talented. It's not as easy to work at it. So I'm very happy with him.
Let's talk money for a minute. You guys make so much money every year, but you told me once we don't see the money that you put in. What does payroll look like for a normal week? What does things like vendors look like by the month? Stakes payments are coming up. What does that look like just even for Burke Racing?
Yeah, well, the barn cost $1 million a month to run. That's what it costs, and that's, so it's easy to figure out, at $12 million we start making money. Till then we haven't made money. The stake payments, like I know I was doing right now, this month for Burke, racing all of us together, it'll be $1 million, which we're the majority owner on most of the babies. So, it does, you have to save up during the summer when you're rocking, August, September, October, you're like, this is a great sport. But then, November you start, and like Yannick said one time, in December, I feel like we're unemployed. And I go, yeah, the checks don't come and they ain't big ones. You're getting them a little at a time. So, but, it's still, we've been very, lucky, and we've done a good job, and we've set ourselves up that we know basically what it's going to cost us to get through the winter. And we, usually it's not a big deal anymore. And then, it's time now. I'm starting to qualify 3-year-olds, and now Lexington makes a big difference too. They start that early meet, and we can pick up more money out of there, and it gets us maybe a little bit quicker to profitability.
You told me that your South Florida barn is moving up north. Those horses, those yearlings, will go north, and then you're opening your Oak Grove barn.
Yeah, no, PJ, that's the thing. PJ Fraley runs the South barn, and he also runs the Oak Grove barn, so he can't be at both places at once. So I'll just take those babies. Those are all mile track horses, and they'll go to Murph in New Jersey, and they're ready. We'll go in 15 with them tomorrow, so they'll be ready to go up. They'll actually get a week off when they get up there, and then we'll start back over, and they'll be right on schedule. So I'm actually excited. I've got a couple really, really good colts down there, and probably going to have to open a Canadian operation this year because I've got a couple top Canadian horses, I think. So, we'll see.
I got to speak to Kenny Weimer about his process of breaking these horses and just the detail that he puts into it in this operation. It really seems like your second trainers are on the ball across the board.
Yeah, no, Kenny does a great job. But, I kind of wish I got to do it anymore. But, when he's breaking them, I'm in Lexington. And, when he's breaking the Harrisburg ones, I'm finishing up the, season up there with the, stake races. So I don't get to break them as much as I used to anymore, and I do miss it. But then I come down here, they're just, they're going in 3 minutes usually when I start sitting behind them. So, by then I can see if Kenny's lying to me or if they're actually doing good.
How do you break it up so that you do get to sit behind all the different horses in the barn?
Kenny knows, he keeps track of it, he keeps sheets and stuff. And plus then I'll even say, Kenny, I haven't gone with this horse. I'd like to go with that horse, And obviously I have favorite horses. I have horses that I bought that I cheer for, and that, mean more to me. So I probably lean to go into those anymore. Obviously homebreds, it makes such a difference. I take such more pride in the homebreds. I couldn't believe it. It's not like I'm out there feeding them or brushing them, but it's my mare, my stud. It does make me, I have pride.
Your partners support you financially, but also they have a lot of input in the game. A lot of these things with buying at the sales, you have relegated, some of the tasks to some of different partners where their strengths are, as well as bringing on Dr. J.
Yeah, no, it's completely now. We're basically an analytics stable. We do everything by analytics, and that was Mark, Dr. J, and Joe Corey put that together. with. I still remember 2 years ago, one of the other owners says, I can't wait in 2 years when we're broke and going, what the hell were we thinking? But so far, I think it's, it's working out all right. Mark's incredible. I mean, he handles so much for us that, I don't buy, sell, or any of that. People call me and I'm like, just call Mark, and then me and Mark can talk about it. But, Larry and Phil keep tremendous records. They go and they watch all the tapes. Dr. J is Dr. J. I mean, she does a great job. She's super busy. She's more in demand than ever. I've never seen anybody that left a job and ended up with 4 jobs. But, she still makes time for us. And everybody, the best part of the whole group is we all get along. There's nobody that doesn't get along. Everybody will have a spat here and there, but then everybody lets it go and just gets over it. So, I'm really happy with them.
Talking about consignments, what are you looking for? You visit, you go to all these different sales, you have horses racing in every jurisdiction that I can find. What are you looking for when you go there?
pretty much just them be athletic. That's the thing, is we want athletes. You know, first of all, if they're not, the breeding, if the isn't on the page, we don't even look at them. So that, you know, makes it easier. You know, we whack it down and then we go for athletes. You know, Dr. J, I mean, it's made a huge difference. I used to have to look at, you know, 400 horses. Now I look at 100 horses. You know, she has it down to 100. Then we go, me and her, and go through them. And then we tighten it up and then, you know, try to put, you know, we're pretty good on sticking to our price. You know, once in a while we'll get a little bit over, but like, you know, you got to have a budget. You can't just willy-nilly just spend whatever you think it is, you know, and expect to make money. So we hold to a budget, you know, and, you know, this year, like, it was easy to buy pacers. We felt like we bought them at the right price. Trotters were hard this year. I mean, if you have Chapter 7 and it had 3 legs, it still brought 400. You know, so, you know, it's a little bit tougher with the trotters to maintain profitability, but we stick to it.
You were telling me about certain horses, not naming names, but ones where you had prices marked, you got them lower. How hard is that, though, for you? I mean, you say you stick to it, but in the heat of the battle, it has to be hard to know that you could go more and not.
Yeah, you know, it's not as hard without my dad around anymore. My dad before was always like, quit being chicken, push, 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 you know. So, you know, I'm a little bit more like, I still got kids, I still got things to, you know, I want to buy and stuff like that. My dad was at the point where, like, he didn't care. Like, you know, all he wanted was good horses, and he didn't care what we had to pay. So, you know, I miss him, but that part I don't miss him calling me chicken and saying you should spend more.
I loved the chair that you guys had at every sale sitting there. I thought that was a wonderful honor to him as well.
Yeah, no, like, you know, we miss him, obviously, you know, especially here. But, you know, it's given Kenny a chance to shine, too. Like, you know, he's had to take over things that my dad did down here. Like, I'm not here to do the business part now. And, you know, Kenny's done good with that. Like, you know, we also run this facility. It's not just ours, it's other people. So Kenny has to answer to them and make sure that everybody's happy with how the track is and how things are going. And he's done a great job. So that, you know, I'm very happy, you know, that he's taken it over, because I didn't want to do it.
Some of the numbers Kenny gave me earlier: 67 horses, 8 riders, 11 caretakers, 2 track people, and countless vendors.
Yeah, I think he cuts his, I think there's more than that here, but he says that so I don't get mad about the amount of employees. But yeah, they have a good group here. This is the best group we've had here in years by far, like ever. This is the best group of trainers, through grooms, through everything. So I'm, you know, it's the hardest part of the business anymore is keeping quality help and getting quality help. But Kenny did a real good job getting his staff, and you know these guys from Canada, we'll probably have to pay a tariff to send their asses back, but we will.
It's funny that you bring that up, because walking through the barn, I heard one woman talking about the positive affirmation she was giving her horse before training. Another one was loving on one in the stall. I saw a gentleman taking such pride in his work. So I agree, it has to be half the battle to have great people.
Yeah, no, you know it even more when you have bad people. You know, it's even more, you appreciate the good ones. But here, everybody, they do their work, they show up every day, they're in good moods, and that's a lot for me. Like, I'm at the point in my career, like, if you make me miserable at my job, you won't be here. I don't care. I'd rather work harder than work unhappily, quickly. So, but no, we have a good crew, and, you know, everywhere. Right now, I'm happy with all my employees, and everybody pulls together, and that's how it has to be right now.
Winback Farm of Canada's now home to Meadowlands Pace Champion Beach Glass.
Beach Glass wins the cane pace. Beach Glass.
Today it's Beach Glass.
And Beach Glass is going to get there. Beach Glass in front.
He felt real strong still, and when I popped the tool, I didn't think it'd be any worries.
The Beach is back. Beach Glass.
You know it's going to be a horse race, but this one, honestly, I didn't think he could lose. I really didn't.
For more information, visit winbackfarm.com.
With over 30 years of experience in wealth planning and a lifetime of involvement in harness racing, Matt Franklin at Wire to Wire Wealth can help you build a financial plan that addresses the unique circumstances of those involved in the horse racing industry. Whether you are investing to build wealth, protect your family, or preserve your assets, Matt at Wire to Wire Wealth will work with you through the wealth planning process from start to finish.
Let's talk about some of the horses. Country Jim, a fathered Patrick colt out of Spoiled Princess, a $90,000 Lexington yearling purchase.
Dr. J said this is the best colt she ever saw in the paddock. And when she told me that, that means a lot to me. I'm not a big thing on the videos. The videos are the best they're ever going to look at that moment. Paddock, they don't lie. That's who they are. So wonderful. Like when he first came down here, we were like, I don't know, Dr. J's kind of attitude's kind of funny. But I think he was just scared and trying to figure it out. Once he's got it figured out, outstanding.
Some Kind of a Fire, a Summa cum laude out of Wildfire Princess colt, a $100,000 Ohio selected yearling purchase. This colt looks like he's strong.
Yeah, that's Some Kind of Fire. No of a fire, just Some Kind of Fire. Yeah, it's all right. And that was the colt I had to have. I saw the colt 4 times in the field. The Weaver Standardbred do a great job raising colts. And we determined we were going to buy the best Summa colt and filly. And we got the best Summa colt, and then the most expensive filly, who we did love, we did not get because somebody went way above where we thought we even would have to go. I love this colt. He has great attitude. He's a brother to Seafire, 3/4 brother to Seafire, and that's what I'm expecting of him, is that kind of performance.
Ubrute out of Warrawee Ubrute, a tall dark stranger colt, $150,000 Lexington purchase. He lives up to his name, and what a sweetheart in the stall.
Yeah, this is one I kind of maybe overrode Dr. J. She was worried that he was too big. And I was like, I watched him when he was going in the ring. He was pacing in a circle. I go, at least he's coordinated. I don't care. I'm not letting this colt go for less than $250. It was one of my favorite mares ever. The tall dark stringer, I'm not thrilled about it. But you know what? I don't think he's as bad as he looked at last year as a sire. And we actually had 2 of the better ones. So it didn't scare me. I love the colt. He's a big dummy, but he's got no end to him speed-wise, same as her. And, my whole goal is get him to Lexington. That's where, she, became special, and I think that's where he'll show he's special.
Klorox Queen, a Tell It Like It Is out of Beach Goddess, filly, a homebred.
Yeah, must be a Kenny ad, she is very nice, but I'm surprised that she made the list, because I kind of told Kenny, pick out the ones you like the most, and then for her to make it, that's nice, because I Tell It Like It Is, great sire, Indiana, love the program, but I didn't see her making this list, so I'm impressed, and she trained great yesterday, so I'm very happy.
Steelworkers Story, a Walner colt out of Hippie Bourbon, European breeding on the first dam, second dam, $52,000 Harrisburg purchase from Concord, but you did spend some time in France.
Yeah, but we didn't even look at this colt. This is a Spatala, totally bought on his own. Bill Spatala, he does this on his own, and then we buy in. And this thing's special. He can trot. I just got to keep him quiet. As long as I keep him quiet, this thing can fly. So I'm, give him credit, because I probably wouldn't have bought this colt. And, Bill bought him, and then he says, what do you think? I was like, I'm in. It's a good-looking colt, and he's training down like one of our best.
Generational Wealth, a Sweet Lou out of Lucy's Pearl, a brother to my girl EJ. Tell me about this colt.
Yeah, that also makes him a full brother to Lou's Pearlman. It's the best mare we've ever had. We ended up selling him because of ownership disagreement. And this colt's wonderful too. Actually, it's been a little surprised. He's grown a lot more than we thought. They're all a little bit on the smaller side. This colt's going to at least be medium to maybe even a little bit more. Super talented, just like the rest of them. Takes it a while to figure things out, but when he does figure out, this thing will be a legit real horse.
Where will Burke Racing be 5 years from now, 10 years from now? You seem to continue to expand every year.
Yeah, it won't be expanding for sure. I know Brad doesn't want to be me. He has no desire to have 300, 400 horses. So at some point, as long as he stays in the game, we'll start to make the stable into what he wants and, what more like that. I really want to go more and more to the babies and, less of the racing of maybe in the winter. I still love racing. In the summer, I'll race anything. I'll race a 5-claimer. I don't care. I love racing. I like the competition part of it. I like seeing the results. That's what drives me. I love the babies. I love training, but not like I love racing. I love racing. So I'll continue to race, but I don't know if I said 5 more years for sure. I'll keep this up. And then, we'll see. We'll go from that, how much Mickey, Michelle, and Brad want to do. And then, and Mark Weaver, how much does he want to do? We need him to keep, he's got to acquire horses for us. He's got to, think. We need everybody to keep wanting to do it, I know Ronnie, Wren, Chris, Yannick, they're young. We can get at least 10 more years out of all them guys, so that's our main guys, and, we'll go from there. But, right now you do it year by year, but, yeah, I keep saying 60. When I make it to 60, I'll maybe cut it back a little bit. We'll see.
Well, Ronnie, thank you so much for taking time with us today. You look like you have an excellent group of babies. And once again, the track, everything looks great. So best of luck to you in 2025.
Okay, thank you very much. See you, Heather.